Thanks for watching my last video. Today's video is going to be quite a bit different than why there are so many homes on the market. Today it's living in the villages. Short term, long term. That's what I want to talk about. Short term, long term, living in the villages. And I am probably a pretty good expert at different lengths of stay in the villages. As many of you know, I've been part-time. I sometimes fly in for like 4 or 5 days, then go. I did videos on, landing at the airport and taking room and kind of living just at the house with just a golf cart. Well, that's all changed. I've retired, and so now I can stay longer. And I did stay longer. I did stay over a month every year in the villages. But I noticed anybody who stays more than 30 days, it is a completely different experience than kind of the vacation. And let me just explain the differences so you'll get it. This video also comes a little bit by some comments I got. On some of my videos, people kind of say, what is the attraction to, Airbnbs and rentals and short term, and what is the attraction? People don't really get it. So I'm going to do that for you right here. Short term can be go, go, go. That's what they are. When you go to the villages and you have all these things you can do, it's like a super vacation that you want to fit everything in, especially if you own property or part of this community. You definitely, on a, let's just say 4 or 5 day stay, I would almost go to the pool daily. I would immediately in my schedule put anything I wanted to go to, like water volleyball, areas I wanted to visit. Say I want to get in my golf cart and visit an area that's being built, because I'm not here all the time. I don't get to see it. Sometimes, almost, I would say 3 out of 5 days, I'm going to a square or entertainment center. And I definitely spend a lot more money at restaurants. I'm not going to restock the whole fridge and get all groceries and then throw it all out after 5 days. And since I'm just flying back and forth, or it's more like a vacation, yeah, let's eat out, restaurants, that kind of thing. So it's a lot of fun. The other part that you do on a short term is you catch up with your neighbors, make sure everything's going good. If any of your neighbors have moved or selling their house, you catch up on all that. Somebody else asked me, why would somebody rent in the villages? And my response to that is, if you think about it, you can probably rent a house in the villages for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. You could go to Disney, Busch Gardens. You could go to the East Coast beaches, the West Coast beaches. You could do day trips. So being in the middle of the state with Universal Studios, Disney World, all of those things, and if you have kids, you have to think like they don't want to spend all of their money at the Disney hotels, which they charge a lot more than probably renting a home here. And renting a home here still gives you access to, you can take you and your kids to the pool, you get a guest pass, and you might not stay here during the day. You may go do things. The attraction for people renting, let me give you another place. They could go to Silver Springs, they can go to the Springs, the Glass Bottom boat ride. There's a ton of stuff in Central Florida, and you're talking an hour, hour and a half to either side of going to the beaches. That's not bad. It's not like staying at the beach, but you don't have the premium costs of the beach. And then you can have the fun if your rental has a golf cart. You get to experience that. So short-term stays at the villages, there's a lot of different reasons, but it's usually go, go, go. Now, spending a month or more, then it's a little different experience. You buy groceries, you get your paper supplies for the long-term stay. Everything kind of slows down. You're not in that go, go, go. You go to local events or meetings like, this will sound funny, boozy bingo, but it's just a form of bingo with music, rock and roll, 80s, that kind of thing. My wife and I did it. It was fun. You get to meet people. But it's like going to bingo, but a lot more fun and entertaining. Like, do you know that song? Playing cards or dominoes, you kind of slow up, but you go to those things probably once a week. Then you also try to fit in your outdoor sporting, whether it's golf, whether it's pickleball, whether for me it's my bike ride a couple of times a week. I want to ride my bike, playing a game of water volleyball, but you don't have to do it in the go, go, go. I don't find myself sitting there with the calendar of events and scheduling it out. A 30-day plus stay, you meet some people and you can participate in some groups, but you're going to leave them. So it's not like you're living here full time. If you're here full time, you might get in a bocce group and you may play shuffleboard or bocce, or they now have golf bocce. I don't know what that is, but they have things like that. So on these longer stays, but not full time, you don't still quite get the benefit of living here, where you're in a group that's going to get together all the time, like a group of 4 in the neighborhood that all are going to golf every Thursday or twice a week. You slow down from all of those activities. You go to the restaurants, but not every day. You don't go there all the time. You probably go there to restaurants 2 or 3 times a week, but not every day. Then there becomes the other reality items. And I just want to say this, it's reality items. The reality is you've got home maintenance things you got to do. For example, I had the AC company and do the yearly cleaning of the air conditioner unit. Super important to keep that air conditioner unit. Replace any filters, do all that kind of stuff. Use hot water to clean out the AC. You should do that on a regular basis. Check the sprinkler heads. Clean the overhead fans, especially the one outside in the lanai. It gets dirty over time. You should clean it before you use it. Then you have to clean the inside ones if you're not here on a regular basis, keeping up with that stuff. I'm always cleaning, power washing the lanai area after I've not been here a little while. Dirt, everything gets, so I just go ahead in there with a power washer and just clean everything off. You also have to kind of do that on a lot of entryways. My entryway seems to attract a lot of bugs and stuff, and I'm always cleaning that entryway every time I visit for a long-term stay. Right now, I am looking around for, you can get a screened in door enclosure to take your entryway and cut it off and eliminate a lot of bugs and stuff that go in there. And it makes it so it's a screened area, so in the winter, when you open all your windows and doors, it makes it a nice airflow through the whole place. So I am looking at that. People have recommendations for that. Let me know in the comments. Got to check for weeds and all those things. I do pay for a service while I'm not here to do those things, but I would recommend you do a little on your own to keep it up. The landscaping, depending on what you got, you might have to weed, you might have to replace some rocks, or what they call straw. Some of us have the original straw mulch that we use. I always go and get some hay bales of those and put it on and put it around. Now keep in mind, things happen even when you're not here. I'm sure it was a lawnmower that shot a rock through my vinyl siding. Had to have the siding company come out, fix the siding. Those kind of things happen. The other thing is you plan out more long-term events that you don't, fairs, festivals. Like I went to the Art and Craft Festival And I showed a video, and it was a hot, hot day, and I ran around and filmed all of the different booths, as many as I could. I have to tell you, I'm going back myself and watching my own video because I'm interested in, on my lanai, one of those little fire glass pit things that were there. I need some wall art. I still need wall art after all this time. I'm very picky. There was a couple of places that really had me intrigued. I'm trying to look back through my own videos to see what kind of wall art I might want to pick and who made those. So I'm looking at those things. Sawgrass had an anniversary. I think it was 2 years, and they called it Stroll the Grove. They handed out these bags, and they said, fill it up. Of course, all the vendors inside, especially the villages that has fruits and vegetables and all those kind of things in there, would love you to fill it up. And it was a fun event. I'll show some clips here. You know, the vendors that supply food put out some food for people to pick. It was packed. Great event for them. Great marketing, a lot of attendance, a lot of activity. Many of us ended up at the restaurant McGrady's across the street. It was an event to go to, and it was fun. Now I'm looking at going the next, I'm in the villages right now, and I'm looking at booking a number of things I've never tried. I've done water volleyball, but there's a water volley called Splish Splash. Never heard of it. One of the guys who stopped me around Sawgrass Grove said, you got to try it. It's a super beginner. They use a different ball, and it's really just for fun. I'm going to try that. So I'm always looking for new activities. I've got a list on my, the golf bocce and the shuffleboard. I guess I just want to try these things. But when you're here longer, you're not under the pressure that you have to get it in or do it, or it's like a vacation and tomorrow you got to do it before you go home. And those things are great to meet people. I think that's the other part. I think the part, I have to answer this question, and it comes up a lot in the comments from people who don't live here or have been here, or they don't understand the villages. And I noticed it this time driving around in the golf cart. This is what I noticed, and I told my wife this. I said, people in the comments talk about like the restrictions and the rules and the could never live that close together. You get all of that. There's just all of that, a little bit of negativity. What they don't get, and I know people are going to dislike this, but the Disney aspect of this place may not be completely noticeable at first, but it is over time. Over 3 years, if you see how well they maintain all of the roads within the villages, how they change the flowers out and how beautiful it is and how there's no trash. And the houses, because of the rules and regulations, are maintained really, really well. Okay, you get 1 out of 300 that maybe they have trouble making sure keeps maintained, but everybody has an incentive to keep their yard, keep their house looking nice. There's nothing like it. It really is not like anywhere else. Once you are within the villages and you kind of get used to how they take care of everything, their rec centers, their pools. I'm not saying here is perfect. It's not like Walt Disney is taking care of us or anything, but it is well maintained, beautiful homes. It is people who are friendly that I think purchase here with the same intent. So I just wanted to put this out. And your home is only a piece, but it is a big piece, but it's a piece of the puzzle. It's really about all those other things. But as you stay here longer, you do have to love your house and what you have. I think it's something that is very important. Short-term wise, you don't look at it. Long-term, you do. So back to the short-term and long-term. Short-term is the go, go, go vacation, and which is great for anybody who's 55 and older. I know some are younger, but it really is geared towards 55 plus. When you're here longer, you can spread that out, slow down a little bit. I still find I have a ton of projects to do, and I still have a list, but I have more time to get through it. I can take my time, and as I come now, instead of 4 or 5 days at a time, I'm probably going to come for 25, 30 days at a time until eventually I'm full time. Hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below. See you on the next one. Say hi. Thanks for watching.